again, YouTube. This is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with Scribblenauts Unlimited for the Wii U. We've actually got a big project coming up later on, hopefully soon. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but geez, it's taken so long to edit. But man, is it gonna pay off. I can't wait for you guys to... Why is this not giving me the proper woman? I'm trying to type woman, and there's like 6 different women in the game that you could get, and I'm just looking for this one that has the... There it is! Okay, this is the woman that I was looking for, and I'm happily married, so I don't mean that in any other way than Scribblenauts. And the reason that I wanted this woman is because of the dress. Basically, when you're looking for a source object, often it's best to go with kind of what the body is of that source object, because anything else can be interchanged out. And you can even go over the body with stuff, so it's not necessarily that the body has to be the source object main objective, I guess, for you. So you can see in the text that we are about to make Amy Rose from the Sonic the Hedgehog series, and this is a pretty popular request. It comes from Rocky RUA, is that Rocky Rua? Sally Ann Penny, VGBot02, Ashley Cansfield, Levi Speria, or is that like Levi Speria? Man, I'm butchering names. And I never used to be this bad at names. And lastly, Master Ninja Chief 10. They've all asked for Amy Rose, probably along with lots of other people. Just remember that whenever I am taking requests, it's only from subscribers and it's only gaming related. But right now, of course, I'm not taking requests, so don't request anything. And guess what's gonna happen, even though I say that? People are gonna request stuff. So please don't. If you have any intelligence at all, you'll hear this. So, of course, I'm taking Kenpo. It's one of Maxwell's brothers who I use for all of these characters' arms. Seriously, I've used it for like Mario. I've used it for a new Sonic that I've created, which you'll see in this episode. It's kind of an improvement on my last one. And I've used it for Knuckles and Tails. And this is a fun thing that I actually discovered a while back, was taking a scorpion and just grabbing a piece of the tail right there. It's like kind of one of the middle parts of the tail, and using that as the nose for characters like this. So Amy is gonna have this scorpion nose. She almost, I think, has like a Sonic-y kind of nose, but it's a little bit less finger-shaped, like thin and long, and it's a little bit more like a dog's nose, maybe, slightly. And so, of course, we've used just spheres for the eyes, but for the inner parts, the black of the eyes, I'm just using the word dot. I use this all the time, and some people, it's a very little percentage of the population, but some people are saying like, oh, well, Sonic's eyes are this color, or like Mario's eyes are this color, or whoever's eyes. And with my Sonic characters, I typically just leave it kind of classic style, and I just make their pupils black. Things, especially in my Mario video, you might have seen it where I made Mario, but if you make kind of colored eyes and stuff, the eyes have to be really giant, and I just don't always like how it looks and stuff, so I'm just kind of leaving my Sonic characters to the classic feel and look. And let's see, you might have seen that I just put on a leg. It's from the dancer's legs because they're kind of thin, I guess. And so for the Sonic characters, who all seem to have like really long, thin legs, for the most part, I, of course, like to use the dancer's legs. And so we're just putting on shoe. If you just type in shoe, this is what we got. And putting a sock behind it because you can see the white, I guess, above Amy's shoes right there. And so that's what I'm trying to get down right here and make sure that that looks correct. And while Sonic characters do have big shoes and stuff, it's just Amy's got this dress on right now, and so things are kind of getting all cramped up and you can hardly even see the white. So I kind of have to really play the sizing of all these really well because it's proving to be a little bit difficult, but I always do accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish. So let's see here, just kind of moving the shoes down, and we're looking pretty good here. Sweet. I want to take a second just to say that, of course, you know, some people ask for advice and everything like that, and using the object editor, you're going to see here that I'm using a pitching mound as one of the object stamps. And the reason is because you can actually see a little bit of the white at the bottom of her dress, and so I'm actually using the pitching mound to kind of show that. If you ever like Google image a picture of Amy, you can often see the white underneath there. And we're just going to use some of these general cylindrical line shapes for the rings around Amy's arms. But as I was saying, you know, people ask pretty often for some advice using the object editor, you know, and how can I get better is what they ask. And for one, of course, I just say, you know, just watch my videos, because a lot of these videos kind of explain unconventional ways to create things and whatnot. And just so you know, we're using cat ears to get Amy's ears here. I'm using cat ears for pretty much every one of the Sonic characters for the most part. So yeah, just, you know, keep watching these videos and listening to the things that I say of what I used to create. But also I try to give techniques, you know, like using the green grid and, you know, really understanding the object editor. And one of the most key pieces of advice that I often say in my videos is to try to think outside of the box. I think the object editor really caters to creative people, for one, just because, you know, creative people are probably more inclined to think outside of the box and think, oh gosh, could I use a pitching mound for the bottom of Amy's dress? It's like, what the hell? Who would have thought of that? But what I try to do is I try to just think of anything in the world that has the shape of what I'm trying to accomplish. So like, for instance, Knuckles, I tried a whole bunch to try and get that little crescent moony type shape that's on his chest. It's the white part. And so I ended up landing on like eyebrow or whatever because I knew how that shape looked in Scribblenauts. So it was pretty sweet how that all worked out. But yeah, I mean, that's some good advice, I feel. So we're doing Amy's scripting here, and I want her to use tools. I'm specifically trying to type in hammer and just seeing what kinds of things come up because it gives you a long list. You can't really just type hammers and have her actually just use a hammer. So I have to do hand tools and just tools. And I basically want her to pick them up because I'm going to make Amy's big hammer, of course, her yellow and red hammer that she's usually got around. Also, as one of the scripts, I want her to see Sonic, who in this game I have him as a hero. I want her to see him and basically just get the little heart lovey emotion above her head whenever she sees him, and I'll have it set for repeatedly happening. So this is pretty epic. I mean, Amy was actually, it was a slight challenge to make. I had to use a human head back behind there to get the hair and everything, and then I've got the little, just typing in hair, I've got that for the tuft of hair that's coming out in the front next to her eyes, and her eyes do look a little bit big, but I know that whenever I'm looking up Google images and stuff to make these, often the eyes, they do look really big and stuff, and I'm usually surprised. And so the kind of finishing touches here are that we'll use a fang for Amy's tail. Fang is just the general shape that I like to use for these Sonic characters' tails as well, except for, of course, Tails, who had giant tails. We had to put foxtails on him. So, okay, Amy's kind of going around and giving the heart to everybody. That's kind of weird. There must be a lot of heroes on this map, like that guy who's in the hammock. I don't know. I don't know why he would be a hero. And so we may need to leave this place. This is Ampersand Beach. And by the way, of course, you've probably seen that I've just put down my improved Sonic. This is my, I guess, more going towards the classic Sonic look and stuff when he was like kind of short and fat looking. Not so much the taller, skinnier Sonic. But anyway, here we are. We are now in this new place. Hopefully this will be a little less cluttered. I've got the Amy hammer right here. Oh yeah. And the script worked because she went and picked it up right away. So let's put this hammer to the test and put out a villain. And oh crap, every time that you write something that's going to attack a bystanding citizen, they often run away unless you give them the adjective brave, which I've done. So you can see here that there's actually these little hearts. I actually made it so that Amy's hammer creates the hearts every time that you equip it and every time that you hit somebody with it. And so one thing that I am noticing, especially in that battle with the villain, is that Amy's hammer is in the game really huge. So while she's getting hearts over her head for Sonic right here, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take her hammer and just resize it. Of course, I may cut out a lot of this footage because when I'm in post-editing, I usually do cut out footage so that things move quicker and the hammer looks better. But whenever I am cutting footage, I make sure not to cut anything that's really important to you seeing how to create the object, of course. But lastly, I want to take this moment to thank all the people who leave supportive comments. It's really cool. I mean, like, I've of course complained about trolls in the past, and that's, part of YouTube, and that's part of anybody who's successful, is that trolls are gonna attack it. But you guys, everybody that's out there in Kendopolis that's like a really supportive subscriber, you're leaving some of the greatest comments in the world. I mean, these are extremely epic, and I really care about you guys, and it means a lot. It means probably more than you think it means to me. I don't know, maybe you think it means a lot. If you do, then you're right, it does. It means so much to me, and so I really can't thank you enough. Your support is amazing, and it will pay off because I have a super secret epic big project, which I've been spoiling and teasing on the Dr.Kendo social media pages, so be sure to go and like the Facebook page and the Twitter page for Dr.Kendo commentaries. The links are always in the descriptions. Remember everybody, don't request an item, and I'll catch you on the next vid. Thanks for viewing.
Down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives, and the spectacle begins. I've been down the road